For the last lesson in this unit, we are going to be looking at just writing expressions, numerical expressions based on word problems. And we're going to use integers for them. So, example 1, Sophie owes her brother $25. She gives him $18 that she earned dog sitting. Write an expression using appropriate integers to represent the situation, then solve. So she owes her brother $25, and then she gives him $18. So if you owe someone $25, that's a negative value, right? So she's in the negatives. She owes him $25. And then she gives him $18. So she's giving him a positive value of $18. This is our expression. She's in the negative. She's giving him some money. Then we would go back and we would evaluate. We've got negative 25, positive 18. They are opposite, so we find the difference, which is 7. There are more negatives, which means she still owes him $7. Number 2, in Vernon Hills, the temperature during the day was 5 degrees Fahrenheit. That night, the temperature dropped 17 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the temperature now? Write an expression to represent, then determine the current temp. So it was 5 degrees, it dropped 17 degrees. So we started at 5, we dropped 17 degrees. That's our expression. Now we're going to calculate. We have positive 5, negative 17. They're opposites. The difference is 12. There are more negatives, so it's negative. Number 3, in Mongolia, the temperature can fall to 45 degrees below 0 in January, and the temperature in July can get up to 75 degrees above 0. Write an expression using appropriate integers to represent the difference in temperatures. So we want to know what is the difference between these temps. So it could be negative 45. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way. We're going to find the difference, so I'm going to take the bigger number. 75 minus our low temp of negative 45. We're finding the difference, so we're subtracting our high of 75, our low of negative 45. Now we're going to solve, which I'm going to turn this into an addition problem. So we have positive 75, positive 45, which gives us, when we add them, the sum of 120. That's the difference. It goes up 75, it goes down, right? We're 75 above, 45 below. The difference between those two is 120. Number 4, a worker descends 40 feet into a well and then climbs up 22 feet. So descends means we're going down in the negatives, and then he's going up 22 feet, so plus 22. So we've got a negative and a positive. We're going to find the difference, which is 18. There are more negatives, so it's negative. He's still underground. Number 5, metal mercury at room temperature is a liquid. Its melting point is negative 39 degrees Celsius. The freezing point of alcohol is negative 114 degrees Celsius. How much warmer is the melting point of mercury than the freezing point of alcohol? So we want to know how much warmer is the melting point of mercury than the freezing point of alcohol. So we want to know the difference between this melting point, negative 39, minus the freezing point here of negative 114. Well, whenever I see that minus a negative, change that to plus. So we have negative 39 and positive 114, which we find the difference, 114 minus 39. We get 75. couple more examples. Catherine cools one sample of bacteria to a temperature of negative 51 degrees Celsius and another to negative 76 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature difference? So we want to know what's the difference between these two. So I always like to start with the higher value when I'm finding the difference, which the higher one with negatives is our lower negative, right? Because that's actually a higher number. It's warmer. So negative 51 minus our other of negative 76. Whenever I see that minus a negative, I change that into a plus. So that leaves us with, we've got negative 51, positive 76. So they're opposites. I'm going to find the difference. 76 minus 51 gives us 25. Number 7, George owes $225 on his credit card. He made a $55 payment and then purchased something worth $87. What represents the balance owed? So if he owes money that's in the negatives, he owes $225, that's negative $225. He paid it, so he added to that. He's going to kind of take some away there. Paying $55, that's a good thing to the balance. But then he purchased something that was $87. So again, it went down. So now I'm going to look at first negative 225, positive 55. Those are opposites. We're going to find the difference, which is negative 170. Sorry, it's 170, but there's more negatives. So negative 170. Bring down the minus 87. Now we have negative 170, negative 87. They are the same. So we're going to find the sum, which is negative 257. All right, number 8. If it is negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit in Rantoul and 75 degrees in Honolulu, what is the temperature difference between the two cities? So again, when I'm finding the difference, I'm always looking at the warmer value, so the 75, minus the colder value of negative 25. When I see that minus a negative, I'm changing that to a plus. So we have positive 75 and positive 25. They're the same. We find the sum, which is 100. We were adding positives, so it's positive. Number 9, during the football game, Justin caught 3 passes. One was for a touchdown and went 52 yards, so a touchdown, that's a positive thing. The other was for a first down for 17 yards, that's a good thing. And the other was a screen pass that did not work and he lost, that's a negative thing, 10 yards. What was the total yardage gained? So positive 52 plus positive 17 minus 10. So looking at, starting from the left, 52 and 17, we add those together, we get 69 minus 10 equals 59. And the last one, the temperature in the morning was negative 13 degrees Celsius and rose 7 degrees Celsius by noon. What is the new temperature? So it started at negative 13, it went up 7. We have a negative and a positive, those are opposites, so we find the difference, which is 6. There are more negatives, so it's still negative 6.